Hi there and welcome to a new video in which I'm gonna be showing you what AI tools I'm using right now in order to create my Godot games, okay? So basically I am a Godot YouTuber, okay, with more than 12,000 subscribers and lots of videos on the Godot engine as you can see, and also I am a Udemy game development course instructor in which I have, as you can see, 8 Godot courses currently published, actually 7 because I also have a Unity course over here, but as you can see, I've created lots of games for all these courses. And the first AI tool that I'm currently using is ChatGPT Plus, okay? So first of all, ChatGPT has 2 paid subscriptions, the Plus one of $20 each month and the Pro one of $200 each month, okay? So the Pro, it's not really, I believe, necessary for 99% of people. With Plus, it's more than enough. It's also pretty affordable for what you are given, basically, because it's what I believe it's the best kind of GPT that you can use right now. Many people will tell you Gemini, other will tell you other one, but I believe that ChatGPT is just the best one of out there, at least right now. And what I have over here and why I've actually decided to use ChatGPT is that with ChatGPT what you have is mostly unlimited use of GPT-4o, which is the best GPT model for mostly everything. You may have seen that when you are using the free version of ChatGPT, after texting it for a while, you are told, oh, you've run out of ChatGPT 4o credits, we are switching back to other model. And when that happens, ChatGPT literally becomes the most useless tool ever. So I believe the main advantage of ChatGPT Plus is that you always have this model, so you can always do more advanced stuff. Not only that, but you can also organize projects. So I have projects for a lot of things. So I have for YouTube to create titles, short scripts, text posts, thumbnails, okay? I also have this to work with Zelda, okay? Also more content creation, coding, grammar corrector, which is, this is basically just one chat in which I maybe sent it one message that is super bad written, and then the output that ChatGPT gives me is like super well written, basically that. And also for Udemy. So in terms of the coding, okay, I have here the different chats with the different projects that I may be on. I use this also for my personal and work projects. So this basically helps me keep everything organized. And once again, the main advantage here really is the unlimited use of ChatGPT 4o. Because maybe when you are not using that model, when you run out of credits in the free version, you start getting like code that does not compile in the engine, or basically you tell ChatGPT, okay, create a code for me to do something, and basically ChatGPT doesn't understand what you want. So with ChatGPT 4o, this does not happen. So this is amazing. So once again, for coding, this is amazing. I will just go to any of these scripts over here, sorry, to any of these chats over here in which I was creating some scripts. So I was basically, in this case, I was using it for Unity, but it should be the same. It is in reality the same thing for Godot. So what I'm always telling it is, okay, I have this script, I want to add some things to it, and basically ChatGPT adds those things. So for example, here I had some code, and I wanted to add some stuff to it. So while moving up or down, do not change the X, it should move up or down, straight up or down. So whatever it is, it's going to do it. And it really works flawlessly. And what you can even tell ChatGPT is to give you the full final script snippet. So a lot of times I just tell, okay, final script to copy and paste. Another thing that I do is go here, copy the code, paste it on the code itself, okay? And there I have the final implementation, okay? Now, the second AI tool that I tend to use inside of Godot is DALL-E, okay, which now is inside of ChatGPT also. In the free version of ChatGPT, you have a generation of 3 or 4 images every 24 hours. With the Plus version, you have no limits. So, for where to use this, for example, for my Udemy courses, I don't remember if it was here or where that I was generating actual images, or here in thumbnails, I don't really remember. So here I was doing some tests, but this wasn't what I wanted to show you. So here it is, for example, so generating a thumbnail for one of my courses, okay, of Godot. So I was all the time here asking for this image. Or for example, here I was generating some assets for my game of one of my courses once again. And here I have one player that ChatGPT generated. And here a platform, of course. Maybe if I tell ChatGPT, okay, animate this player, maybe the output wouldn't be the best one, but for something that is just for a quick prototype, something I want to show off as placeholder assets, this tool is more than enough. So another tool that I really like is Godot Coding Assistant, or actually Godot GameDev Assistant by Zemba. So you can do access now, and basically you just type in your email, then you press over here and then access. You receive a code in your email and you paste it over here, and just like this you are able to start using. So of course it has its own paid plans, but you can continue with the free plan, of course with some limitations. So we just have to download it over here, okay? In our Godot project, we also have to create here in the resources a new folder called add-ons. And now that we have it like this, we have to go inside of this folder, and we're going to be cutting this one. And then I will go to my Godot project folder, okay? And inside of the add-ons folder, I will just paste this folder, and I will come back over here to Godot. It's gonna take some time. And then I'll go to project settings, plugins. You should see now GameDev Assistant. You will have to enable it. Then you go to project, reload current project. Then you will copy your token, and here on the top right you will find assistant, okay? You will have here your token, whatever it is. I'm gonna hide it and paste it over there again, and you will press save, and then in a second it should say over here like success or something like that. There we go, token has been validated. And now that you have it like this, you can directly start a new conversation. And the cool thing is that this is built in inside of Godot, so it has access to all your game. So for example, remember what we used to have over here. So this is just a pretty simple game. So for example, let's try to randomize the size of the platforms, okay? Of course, this may not work well at the first time, but let's basically try it out. So for example, something like that is what I've just written. So let's give it a second. So here you have your code ready to copy and paste, or you can even, and also the instructions, the sources, literally everything. So pretty interesting. And you can even just, it even has one-click action. So I can directly edit the platform script, which is basically this one over here. So the only thing that it currently has is the physics process function to basically always move left. So we can press edit, give it a second. And here we have it. So we have a function that should be able to randomize the size. So let's actually make this thing a little bit bigger. And as you can see, the advantage from using ChatGPT, for example, is the fact that you don't have to be copying and pasting stuff. And this tool in particular has access to your Godot project itself. So I believe that this is the only tool that actually has that, okay? There are many tools that can give you code, instructions, whatever, but this is the only tool that can actually allow you to implement what you have been told with literally one click. So now let's actually try this out. So we may need multiple iterations, okay, to actually see if this works. But as you can see, it seems that it's working. This platform is way smaller. This one is way bigger, okay? This one is, well, very similar to the previous one, but this one is bigger, this one is smaller, and as you can see, in reality, everything is working. And then in order to generate 3D models, there are two main tools that I sometimes use when I need something. The main one that I use is called Rodin AI. And the other one that you can also use is Z3D. Of course, they have their differences, okay? If you want a specific video comparing the two, just let me know. But the flow, let's say, is quite similar. So in both of them, when you want to generate something, you basically have to firstly either provide a text prompt, okay, or directly generate an image, okay, or actually you can upload an image or create an image, okay, to be the reference. So that is the same in both of them. So in this one, as you can see, you have to upload an image, or if you don't have one, you can generate the reference image, and then all the other settings, okay, I don't want to get too technical, but they have their similarities. Rodin is a little bit more advanced. You have options that currently Z3D AI does not have, such as, for example, point cloud control and voxel control. These are options that do not exist inside of Z3D AI, but in Z3D AI, as you can see, it is basically different just, okay? I have been using both of them for a little time. And once again, they both have their strengths and weaknesses. But well, you can check out their pricing, okay, and see which is more affordable for you. So for example, Hyper 3D has a $24 each month subscription, okay, yeah, with 30 credits per month, or you have the business for something like $100, and you have all these credits per month. And Z3D is way cheaper, okay? So you have the free version and you have a pro version and a max version, but as you can see, at much lower rates. So once again, this is just a matter of checking out a little bit both, taking into account your budget, and from there, if you want, buy whichever platform you like the most. So these are the main AI tools that I use inside of my Godot workflow. Let me know which are the ones that you tend to use, and see you in the next one.